everybody. Today's our second episode of the Varsity Grill, and today we're going to be cooking Latin cuisine. Now, Latin cuisine is kind of a ubiquitous term for a lot of flavors and foods of South America, the islands of the Caribbean, and Spain. So some of those flavors you can see we have here, like papaya and lime and cilantro, mangoes, cumin and coriander, okay, and a lot of spices that are synonymous with South American cuisine are some of my absolute favorites. Italian food was always number one in our house, so when I got out, I wanted to try some new stuff and started making a lot of Spanish food, a lot of Cuban food, a lot of Mexican food, mole sauces and sofritos and things like that. So today we're going to show you a couple really easy and versatile Latin dishes that you can make, and some side dishes that can go with a lot of different foods, a lot of different meats. You can make, if you're making a steak or you're making some fish, you can make some of these sides to go with it and it'd be absolutely fantastic. The first thing we have here that you can see is a mojo chicken, and it's just we got about a 5-pound organic whole chicken that we brined and marinated in a mojo. And I'll put the recipe online, but a mojo is basically just a lime juice, some orange juice, right? Traditional mojo, Cuban mojo, that uses sour lime. It's almost like a sour orange. It's like a hybrid orange lime already done, but you know, here in the States they're really tough to get, so you can just use a lime and some orange zest, a little garlic, a little bit of the sofrito that I made already. Okay, and we marinated that overnight in the brine. Then I took it out early this morning and put a little bit of dry rub on it, wrapped it up in cellophane, put it back in the refrigerator for a couple hours. And what that does is it really cures some of that flavor into the meat. I'm gonna give it another hit, a little bit of dry rub, and then we're gonna put it back on we're gonna put it on the grill and get it going. Okay, so just add a little bit more dry rub. Okay, I'm not gonna get it all over the place. All right, I'm gonna keep a little bit for later. When it's done, I'll hit it up again with a little bit of dry rub. This dry rub is just a blend of a little bit of cumin, a little coriander, some brown sugar, touch of brown sugar, some hot pepper flakes, and a little bit of poultry seasoning, and that's basically about it. And we just get a little bit more on there. It's got quite a bit on it already. Hit that up. Okay, some seasoned salt in here, some ground black pepper, okay, and some proprietary spices that I can't tell you. Okay, so that's all ready to go. We're going to get that on the grill right now. Okay, well, before we put it on the grill, I made some smoke packs. Right, since I'm cooking on a gas grill and not over wood. I'd love to cook over wood today, but it's pretty windy out, and it's still a little chilly here in New Jersey, so you have trouble regulating the temperature. So the gas grill is much easier to regulate. And if you like that smoky flavor like I do, you can make yourself a smoke packet. So I just took some wood chips, some of them wet, that I soaked in hot water for a few minutes, and some dry, and you just put them in a little cellophane. I'm going to put that on the heat. I'm going to put the chicken on indirect heat at about 300 degrees, 325 degrees, and I'm going to cook that for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. As that cooks, we'll get a little smoke, get a little smoke flavor. You can make 2 or 3 of these packs. These will only last maybe about a half hour or so, and then you'll have to change them over. But an awesome way to infuse some of that smoky flavor. We got applewood chips in here today, so it's going to taste fantastic. So I just put my smoke packet on the grill. That's going to get going in a second. I'm going to put my chicken on the grill on the other side under the indirect heat. Okay, just get that set up over here. And that's pretty much where it's going to stay for the next 2 hours or so. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to baste it with a little bit of mojo that I kept over, I'm going to add a little bit of the dry rub to that mojo. And then at the end, when it's almost done, we got about 20 minutes or so left, I'm going to give it a little touch of honey in that marinade, brush it up with it, I'm going to brown it up nice and good, give it a nice glaze, that'll give it some real caramelized color, make the skin a little crisp and a little sweet. It's going to be awesome. So give that pop. Alright, so our first side dish that we're going to use today is an awesome, healthier version of a coleslaw using jicama, which is almost like a radish. It's a tuber type of vegetable. It grows in the ground. It's got a really crisp kind of light flavor. It doesn't taste like a lot. It makes an awesome slaw. I mixed that with some I shredded it up. You have to peel it first. It's kind of waxy, almost like a wax turnip, but not as dense. Peel it, shred it. I add a little bit of shredded carrot to it, and a little bit of diced bell pepper. I'm just going to put a little touch more bell pepper in there. Okay, that I have, since I got a little bit left over. Right. Put that bell pepper in there. Okay. Touch of fresh cilantro. I already have some in there. I add a little bit of Sofrito that we have. A touch of apple cider vinegar, just a touch. I already have a little bit in there. Some lime juice. All right. I'm going to use my new lime juice extract, and if you don't have one of these, I recommend getting it. It's been life-changing today. All right, look at that. That makes things really easy. All right. And then we're going to put some roasted corn in it and give it a little sweetness. So we have this like really fresh and refreshing, crisp tasting jicama. The sweetness from the carrot, the lime juice gives it that bitter kind of acidic taste. And then I roasted up some corn, and I'm gonna slice this fresh. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Right. I'll probably use 2 of these. So I wrapped them in tin foil. Put a little salt and pepper on them. Gave them a touch of olive oil, and then just put them right on the grill for about 20 minutes. Right, and I'm just gonna cut the kernels off there. That's gonna have a nice, like, kind of a little bit of a charred, smoky flavor to it. And yes, it's hot. I'm gonna add that to my jicama. Okay. Give that a good stir. Mix it all in. Okay, we're gonna let this is gonna sit. This could sit for a couple hours. You can set it overnight. You can make this the day ahead of time. Okay. Mix it in with all those juices on the bottom. If you put some salt, pepper, the vinegar, the lime juice, okay, another little touch of olive oil on here. Okay, I get this olive oil from a market by me. They make it this from their family farm in Crete. It's for $7. It's pretty much the best olive oil I've found. That looks awesome. I'm just gonna give it another touch of. This is just like a mixture of salt and pepper. Another hit of that. Move the cleaner out of here. One more stir. Let me give that a taste. Make sure it's not poison. Let's see. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. You can use that as a side dish. And you can put that. Today we're gonna use it as a side for our chicken, and we're also going to put this on top of our grilled Mahi tacos. It's going to be amazing. A little bit of manchego cheese. And I'm going to make this lime cilantro aioli, and that's going to be righteous. Alright, so our next dish we're going to make is our fish ceviche. Okay, this is going to be a mixture. We have some different types of fish and some scallops and shrimp that we're going to make with this ceviche. Ceviche is, people think raw fish, they think it's, oh no, it's dangerous, it's this and well, it's really cooked in the lime juice and the acid from the lime juice, and that kills any of the bacteria, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be like raw fish, like sushi. It's almost going to have a cooked texture to it. It's awesome. South America, it's all over the place. You can mix a lot of different things in it. So we have some tile fish from the Pacific coast, which is a really great kind of hardy, firm fish. We have some mahi, and we have some Nile perch that I got. That was really fresh that I saw. That was really nice. We got some bay scallops, and I got a whole bunch of little shrimp. Okay, little baby shrimp. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of that. Okay, we're gonna put the shrimp in. Okay, I had cleaned them earlier. We'll put our shrimp in. Okay, we'll add our scallops. Okay. Then you're going to take your fish and you got to slice it up a little bit. Okay, so you take your fish fillets and you'll cut them into thinner strips just like this. Okay, if it's too thick, it won't cook. It'll take too long to cook, and then the shrimp and the scallops and the other seafood start to get mushy. When you're making your ceviche, say about an hour and a half is generally the right amount of time for letting it cure. Okay, up to 3 hours. No more than that though. If you go longer than 3 hours, sometimes the fish starts to get mushy. Okay, so take that Nile perch, put that in there. Wow, that fish looks fantastic. Let me take my piece of Mahi. Okay, we'll do the same thing. I'm starving. Take that Mahi, put that in there. Get that tile fish. Hey, this is cool. I've never had tile fish before, but I've heard great things about it. Take some of that tile fish. These are a little long. I'm gonna cut these into strips, a little bit smaller pieces. Alright, so now we're going to make the marinade for the ceviche, and I got the juice from about 2 dozen lemons or so here, limes, 2 lemons and 1 orange that I'm going to put in here, and I got the zest from a couple limes and maybe about 1 orange, and then I'm going to add some chili peppers, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of the sofrito. That's going to be the garlic. It's going to give it a bunch of nice garlic and some fresh chopped cilantro. And we're just going to let it sit. Okay. Like that. We got a jalapeno here, a little red jalapeno. Got my red jalapeno. I got a green one. These aren't too hot. You don't get too many of the seeds, you're not going to get a lot of heat out of these, so you don't have to worry about that. It's more for presentation. And ceviche, traditionally, you go to Peru, where ceviche is like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's hot. These are little Thai chili peppers. These are very hot. Go easy. These I'm going to chop up the whole thing. So that's where the heat's going to come from. We get the heat from there. That's that. Okay, so let's throw our chili peppers on top of there. Okay. All right. I got a little bit of ginger here that I'm just gonna. Okay, so ginger, so I'm scraping it. Use the back of my knife. Scrape it down. Cut the end off. All right. And then I'm gonna. Got one of my little mini graters. Oh yeah. That's just, you don't need a lot of that. Just give it a nice little touch of that. About 2 tablespoons or so of the Sofrito. 1, 2, and we'll go 3. Why not? I'll get my lime juice on there. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pour that right over the top. And mix in some of that Sofrito. Oh, that's just perfect right there. It's perfect. Alright. Mix that up. Mix that all around. Okay. I got my zest, my orange and lime zest, a little fresh chopped cilantro, a little salt and pepper. Don't go too crazy on the salt because remember it is seafood, so it's got some in it. I'm just gonna get a little more just plain fresh cracked pepper on there. There you go. Give it one more quick little mix just to make sure we're getting it all those flavors marinating nice. Okay, that's it. And that's it. That's ceviche. I'm going to set my timer for 1.5 hours. And don't touch it. And don't eat it yet. You could, but I wouldn't. Alright, so the next dish we're going to make is just a mango, papaya, and avocado salsa. Okay, we're actually going to mix the ceviche with this before we serve it, and it's just going to give it a nice fruity flavor. It's going to cut some of that heat from the chili peppers and the lime juice, and that sweet sour from the lime and the heat just goes really well together. But you could use it as a side. You could put it on your fish tacos. You could just eat it by itself. It's really fantastic. I recommend mixing the mango and papaya together right away, and then be right before you serve it to mix the avocado in. If you mix the avocado in too early, sometimes it gets a little bit mushy and starts to turn brown. So, alright, so we're gonna just slice up a mango here. Let me see how I did that. Okay. You just feel where the mangoes have this long, like thin pit inside of them, and you want to cut around it. Alright, so you just kind of trim the meat away from the skin. Give it a dice real quick. Just be careful. Sometimes there's like a little bit, you can see in here, there's some little bit of like little harder areas. You want to get rid of those and just cut those out for whatever reason. Stuff that grows around the pit. Try to do your best to get rid of that. This is a really ripe mango, so it's going to taste really awesome. Alright, so now we're going to cut our papaya. Alright, papaya is a melon, and you know it's ripe when you can smell the papaya smell from the outside. It just got a, man, it smells really good. It's really ripe, it's soft. Right, I bought this a few days ago knowing that we were going to be cooking it and got it ready. I'm going to cut it in half because we're probably only going to use half of it. They're large, so you can see, look at that, nice and ripe. Hey, you don't want to eat the seeds, so I got to take them. I'm going to cut it in half again. Okay, I'm going to seed it. Scrape out any of the pith, a little hard stuff in there. I'm going to cut these each in the halves, and I'm going to kind of peel them away from the skin the same way I did the mango. So you have them here. Right, so a little trick here. So you take the top edge and then just like that. Okay, nice and easy. Run your knife down. Okay, don't hit your fingers. That's all that matters. Okay, take your time. Do it at your pace. No casualties in the kitchen. Then cooking's not fun. Instead of eating your fish ceviche and mango papaya salsa, you'd be sitting in the ER getting your fingers stitched up. So we have our mango and our papaya, and we're gonna get a little lime juice. Use my lime press that I'm addicted to now. Oh, squeeze that in there. The juice of a lime. Just like that, nice. We got a little bit of orange zest on there. Just like that, there's a little lime zest in there. I got a little bit left over here. I'm just gonna add in there. Not have to waste it. And I got my sofrito, which is, like I said, that's kind of the base of everything today. I'm just gonna put 1 tablespoon of that in there, maybe a half. Okay. A little bit of olive oil. Okay. Touch of salt, like a tiny little bit, just to bring up the flavors a little bit. I'm gonna give that a mix. Okay. Okay. And give that a little taste. That's awesome. So you got a nice. It's got a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cilantro. It's got that nice traditional like salsa flavor, but with the sweetness from the fruit. Just makes it really great. And when we're ready to serve that, we're gonna let that sit for now until everything's ready. We're gonna dice up the avocado. We're gonna add that to it, and then we're gonna mix in the ceviche, and we'll plate it up like that. And you'll be the ceviche mixed in with the fruit salsa, and it's gonna be off the charts. Good. Oh.
I mean, that's actually perfect.
Yeah. So here we have, this is a great tray I got. We got our ingredients for our tacos here. We have our Ezekiel bread tortillas. We have I just made a quick pico de gallo, which has a little, I just chopped up some heirloom tomatoes, onions, and cilantro, a little olive oil, salt and pepper. This is our jicama slaw and our grilled mahi. So we're going to take our taco, okay, our grilled taco, we got our mahi, okay. We get a little bit of our jicama slaw on there. Okay. We got a little bit of our tomato pico de gallo, a touch of the cilantro lime aioli sauce, and hit that up with a little manchego cheese. There's our fish taco, our Mahi fish taco with jicama slaw and fresh pico de gallo. I hope you like it. And now we're going to plate up a ceviche. I'm going to get rid of some of my garbage. So I'm going to use my avocado for presentation here. So cut your avocado in two. Pit it. Alright. And you see what I'm going to do here, watch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Alright, and then I'm going to spoon it out, and it's going to come out. Oh, look at that! Who taught you that? You saw it here first. So I want to keep these shells as we're going to put it back in. Let me put the get out. There we go. Good. I'm going to use those. That's where we're going to put the ceviche in. And make our little plate there. We got our avocado. We have our mango papaya salsa. Get a little bit of the juice. Right. Just like that. Get a little more in there. Right, we'll give that a stir. Then we're going to go to our ceviche. And we're going to get a nice helping of our ceviche. right in there. Get some of the juice in there, all that lime, fish, and heat and goodness. Give everything a nice stir. Just like that. Okay, so I've just put a little bit of, now I add to that mix maybe about a 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and this is just gonna make it pop. I mean, if you like coconut, if you don't, leave it out. If you do, this is just gonna give it such an amazing flavor. We're gonna take our fish ceviche and we're gonna just build it up right on top of these little avocados. Oh, just like that. It's like falling all over the place. It's awesome. Make little ceviche cups. Take a little bit of our jicama slaw, plate it up right there. A couple pieces of our cilantro. Okay. And we're just going to hit that up with a little fresh cilantro on top. And there you have it. That is our Peruvian fish ceviche with jicama slaw and papaya mango salsa. This is the last dish that we had for today. This is our mojo chicken. It just came off the grill. Now it's really important that you let your meat rest for a few minutes before you cut into it. All those juices that you had are heating up and they're boiling inside that meat and they're expanding, and you want to let everything contract and you want all those juices to come back into the meat. So just like cooking a steak, you let that steak sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. You want to do the same thing with your chicken. We're going to pair this with our grilled corn and our grilled plantains, and we're going to have a great side dish to our a great complement to our other dishes that we had.